Hey, welcome everyone to the Performer Summit, Beyond Pearls' first organization online for workshops in movement, voice, ambidextrous skills, and improvisation skills, working with your script and acting techniques, as well as comedy writing with all experts in their field. We have Scotty Meltzer, Hallie McConlog, Cyril Rabat coming up soon, and moi. And we have, we're going to start shortly with a movement. And I always like to check in with everyone how their body feels. But before, let's just do a little bit for those that may not know how the summit is going to work and what are we doing here? Is it a performance? Is it a game show? Is it a film? What are we doing? It's actually partially interactive. Welcome, Harry. I'm Jenny, and we are going to have a workshop leader, and then there may be a time for questions if you hear the instructor ask a question. That is where at the bottom, if you see the audio video participants chat react with the heart, you're going to press the react. I believe there's a raise hand. Yes, you're going to raise your little virtual hand, and then the host or co-host will call on you and you'll be unmuted. You can also use the chat for questions. And you can also, hey, you can put a heart, you can put a little emoji there to give us feedback. And if you're not feeling well, is there a sad face? No, I don't know if there's a sad face. Oh, there are all kinds of faces. You can pick all kinds of faces to tell us how you're feeling. So, I want to let you guys know what the company is all about because some of you guys said, "What is this? What is going on?" So I serve as the artistic director and president and errand runner of the company, which we actually started in 2002-ish in Manhattan as Angie Pearl Productions. And I got an angel donor. I didn't know what to do, and I always loved juggling, and I always loved theater, and I loved dancing but I never choreographed. So I put together my first full-length show called Equilibrium, and it was a beautiful show. And I've continued to do multidisciplinary work using juggling, object manipulation, dance, contemporary modern, and ballet, as well as theater, clowning. And in the pandemic, we actually started doing short videos, and we also now do a lot of community work especially in the summer, in parks and outdoor areas to help children and families learn about the beautiful skills of juggling and dance. And we also love doing outdoor programming. So most of the participants have a background in busking and street theater, which a lot of Americans don't know about. So Scotty, for example, you want to talk a little bit about Pier 39 and a little bit about what that is?
Sure. I started as a comedy juggler back in probably 1985, something like that. And back then in San Francisco, there were all these different places you could busk. There was Pier 39, the Cannery, the Anchorage, Ghirardelli Square. And of those, the only one that's left is Pier 39, and it's kind of on its last legs. Street performing is much tougher now because people don't carry cash. And so we'll see how street performers make that transition to virtual money.
Very interesting. I saw in front of the Lincoln Center, which is now, I guess, with the Trump Lincoln Center in New York, and then it's closed for 2 years for construction. And then Philip Glass actually said, no, I don't want to perform there now. But they had a beautiful street performance with dancers uh, protesting kind of the ICE situation. And it was such a beautiful, like outdoor dance performance on the street. So we don't know. Maybe it's the comeback for street theater. But yeah, street theater is awesome. And the company is beyondpearls.org. It's in my bio if you want to learn more about it. Also, throughout the day, I also want you to know about an online auction we have, which closes. We extended it for another week. So some of the participants have offered programming that if you like their workshop and you want to learn more, they can talk, or I will talk about it when they present. I myself also draw, and I offer juggling lessons, and I do body work called harmonium, which is similar to Reiki. So that's in the auction as well. And that'll be in the chat in case you want to check that out at your leisure, maybe tomorrow or tonight. Um, so we're going to start with movement, and I always ask what people want to work on. I already have a few requests. Harry and Ezra, if you want, you can raise your hand, and we'll unmute you, and you can request pretty much anything. I know a lot, so well, we can do a lot of different things.
Okie dokie. Who wants to go next? Am I next or what?
Sure, Ezra, yeah, share how your body feels today, and if you want to work on anything. You don't have to.
My body? Well, let me tell you about my body. It's like a rocket. Okay. I eat nothing but vegetables and fruit. I cook my own stuff. I don't eat the way Americans eat anymore. I'm in the Middle East. I have to cook for myself. I don't eat those shawarmas with all that salt in it. Everything out there is nothing but salt, 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 salt. I taste salt and I swell. So I can't do it. I have edema in my legs. I I wear my pressure socks. I'm at that age. I had my three toes cut off in the last year for going back and forth the Middle East. The devil has been eating me up. I'm in Jordan right now, and I'm on a mission for God. I've got over 500 videos now on YouTube of lip syncing to different religious music, and Michelle, she could tell you all about me. I sent her stuff. I sent her 10 videos a day. I'm one video after the other, one after the other, nonstop. You want to get me on the streets? I can't do it here because they'll think I am absolutely out of my mind. These Muslims over here, they haven't seen anything like me. Nothing. And I tell you what, they diverted me so many times. I want to do an event. They're like, no, because if they see what I will do on the streets, I will set it on fire because they haven't seen anything like me at all. I'm on a mission for God and I'm not stopping. The other day, I kicked everybody out of my office. I raised the roof and I got up off my desk and said, I'm going to Jerusalem.
Yeah.
At
Yeah.
5 in the morning, I'm hitting the border of Jordan and I saw nothing. I saw what I told my therapist in Tennessee what I was going to see. I told him before I left. Before I left, I said I was walking Jordan and it was on fire and everybody was eating each other. And boy, when I hit it at 5 o'clock in the morning, people were tapping on the car. They were trying to get in to get to me, and this poor little cab driver is trying to protect me. I get in there and it was hell. It was hell going through one border to the other, from Palestine to Israel to all the way to Bethlehem. And how I ended up in Bethlehem, it's a whole nother story.
Wow.
But
Thanks for sharing, Ezra. Thank you. Harry, would you like to share?
go boys.
Any requests for the body?
Oh, the body. You have you seen any of my videos?
We're gonna start. We're gonna start just with some movement. I think you're gonna love it. So get a
Oh,
chair and a little bit of
go,
space if you want
go.
to
Let's
join for
go.
the movement. You can also take notes, have some water, have fun. You can always adapt anything that I do. The most important thing is to breathe. So we're gonna
Yep.
start on a chair, and I like to have my feet a little bit further in front of me. And to sit tall. So the heels are just slightly front, and the knee is in line with the middle toe. So Hallie, that's very important for the knee. You don't want it to go in, and we want to have a lot of cushioning. So what we're really focusing on here is to feel that we're pressing down with feet quite a bit. The more we press down, the more we sit up. And a lot of times we do sit at work, on planes, and what happens is there's gravity, yeah? So we always want to think opposition. The more we press down, the more there will be space. And when there is space, then there's flexibility in the spine and less pain. Oftentimes we compress the lower back, gets tight, you can get nerve damage, herniated discs. So this is investing in your body. And when you invest in your body, you actually save later. You don't have to have surgeries and medication and so much Advil, which I understand. So we're gonna first take our hands and just rub them together like we're starting a fire. Very good, Scotty. Very good, Hallie. I see Aline and Ezra. Are you good? Good, 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 good. Everyone's doing great. You can take your time to set it up. And what we're doing here is we're just generating heat between the palms. Now separate the palms. You should feel a little bit of heat, almost like electricity between the center of the palms. As we inhale, separate the hands ever so slightly. And then as we exhale, they're going to come in. So as we do this, we want to connect the breath and the movement so they're not separated. I say it's like a marriage, although let's think a happy marriage. We want it to be in harmony. So inhale and exhale. Always go back to the breath. I like to imagine bright lights in every cell of my body like the sun, so that the whole body is awakened. Now, what I do before I move is I do this energetic imagination of washing my face with water, and I let go of the whatever is from earlier in the day, work, problems, maybe a lawsuit, maybe an ill parent, whatever it may be. Just try to let it go for this little time that we have to move and take care of our body. Okay, now we're going to do a little bit of what I call awakening of the senses, and it's like self-massage. So let's start with the shoulders and neck. So with our fingers behind the neck, imagine a thick rope, and we're going to almost get strains of the rope off. So we're going to rub pretty vigorously. So there's the occiput right there, and then you have the back of the neck. Breathing should feel good, good. Then we're going to go to the shoulders. You can grab your flesh and pull it forward. Breathing out. So it's an HA. Let's do that one more time on this side. And then we'll go to the other side and just massage the shoulder. And the shoulder, I would say, is the number one place clients, people have tension. They raise up. So your mantra, shoulders down, relax the shoulders. Okay, this is a great one. Inhale up, exhale down. You might have some little Rice Krispies going on. Inhale up, exhale down. Up, exhale down. Good. Okay, now we're just going to look up and then look down. And what we're doing is a little C shape. This is like we're wrapping around a big beach ball, pressing those feet down into the earth. Inhale. Looking up, imagining the sun is shining on your chest. It feels good. You smile. We want to enjoy the movement. So we're curved. We have like an inverted C in our spine. And then curl. HA. And inhale. And exhale. Good. On the next inhale, we will pivot to the right thigh and arch. And a curl. And a arch. Good, Scotty. And a curl. Good, Mom. Good, Holly. And the arch on the next arch. Keep the arch. You're going to pivot over towards the other. That's the left thigh. And a curl. And a arch. and a curl. And good. Now this one I like to call, or it's called seaweed. I like to call it seaweed too. So seaweed, this is very Tai Chi, and we're thinking like we're moving through water. Now water, I always like to say, well, I think it is the most powerful of all the elements because it can go through mountains. So we're very gentle, but the key to movement is repetition. So if you do little things daily, just like juggling, practice just a little bit every day, you're going to make huge progress versus 3 hours every 2 weeks. Yeah. So don't work out at the gym hardcore and then be sore and then you can't move for 2 days. Do just 20 minutes. Do this before the flight. You know, look a little weird and walk up and down the hallway of the airplane and do a little roll-ups. And I'm going to show you what that is. Okay, good. So that's just a little bit to open up the body. This might feel a little weird. Well, actually, let's just push the palm up. So it's almost like there's a wall and you have resistance. And then we'll go to the other side. The other hand is on your thigh for grounded. So that opposition, yeah? Press those feet down, press that hand down. HA. So we're lengthening the body. Okay. Looking up.
What does HA mean?
HA is the sound of the exhale. Exhale.
Got
So you can inhale and exhale. Great question, through the nose. We are exhaling through the mouth. So to just breathe is the most important. You could exhale nose. But what I do is I inhale and then I exhale HA, like HA. Yeah. So great question. HA is it's also known as Julia Horvath, who came up with some of this, put it together. It's called the ocean breath. So if you go to the ocean, it's like when you put, I think, the seashell at your ear. So let's do the final ripple, which is the wave. So let's we'll go center. So you're going to inhale, and it's going to be, let's show it to you once. It's like an HA. And then you ripple through the spine, tailbone, sacrum, and imagine the sacrum has 20 vertebrae. So you're going to articulate the lower back, which often gets compressed. And inhale. And then that HA sound, yeah. And then imagine a string at the crown of the head, feeling that opposition so that as you ripple the spine, you're lengthening. And it should just feel good. So that's the most important. It's not about how flexible you are or how great you look. It's about how much harmony you have in the body, how much balance, how can we be at home in our body? How can we have a body that lasts till we're in our 90s, hundreds? I saw a documentary that the dancer died at 110. And she said, she was in a dance company, we're going to slowly stand up. She said, I wasn't the best dancer, but at least when I got older, I didn't have to have hip surgeries and knee surgeries like the other dancers. So she got to dance into her 90s. And then she started dancing just with her upper arms. But so let's go roll up, which is a really good exercise for everyone. So I'll show it to you from the profile. I'll even take this off. So you're just going to think of going up and over, and wherever you are, and remember, it's not a competition. So your hands could be under your feet. They could be all the way on the floor. They could be here, 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 even here. No judgment. Okay, so wherever you are. And then you ripple through the spine slowly. So tailbone and sacrum and slowly coming down. Feel the head heavy. And it's the last thing to come up. So shoulders and then the head. We'll do that again. Up and over. Wherever you are, I'll go less far down. And then coming up. Okay, now I'll watch you guys as you do one more roll up. Good, good, Ezra. Nice. Yes, good, Holly. Beautiful. Very nice. And that is really good to just feel tall. Um, we have
Oh yeah.
some we have some requests, so let's go over that. I always like to do a little bit of these, which is just a little spiral, and your eyes are very awake. So I always tell people, especially a dancer, that your face is also part of the body. The audience looks a lot at your face. So think of your eyes as having little diamonds. See someone you love. Maybe you're seeing a beautiful sunset. So you want to have a kind of a face that people aren't scared. You don't want to look scared when you're on stage. Or like, what am I doing? One person said, "Oh, is she okay?" Like, if you don't know your staff's through lines or I was street performing, and someone said, "You gotta practice more when you're doing those torches on two guys' shoulders. People are worried." So yeah, you gotta have a good face. All right, here we are, and we are gonna do some balance, which is such a good exercise. So we're gonna do, and you can have a wall. Always know that you can adapt. We don't want people falling. So if you need a wall, take a wall. Otherwise, we're gonna take just a step. And you can put your arms out. Very good. Good, Scotty. Now think of a tree. This always helps with balance. So the feet are working very hard, and it's the whole foot. So the ball and the front, and it's all pressing down and pushing you up. And then other side. Okay, let's do about 4 more of these. Now the eye focus is important. It's called drishti. So you can do is you pick a spot in front of you, and then it's a soft gaze. Okay, now we're gonna do a little pivot. So you're gonna pivot the leg, and it's as if there's a glass of water on your heel, and you want to balance it up. But if that's too much, don't worry. And then you go to the other side. So you're gonna look the other way. And we'll just do about 6 more of these, and your arms are gonna get tired. So if your arms get tired, I say stay up, but you can always lower them down. And you should feel you're getting taller as you do this. So we normally do 3 sets of them, okay, with the arms up. So your arms will get tired. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then this spiral. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Excellent, Scotty. Excellent, Ezra. And then one last set. Yes, you're tired, and that's how you get stronger. Good, Mom. Arms are higher up. They're always going to want to go down. Arms are higher up. Good, Hallie. Excellent. Yeah. Higher up, Mom. Higher up. Bring those arms up. Think of doing this. That way they're here. I also sometimes think my arms are parallel, and I'll watch a video or okay, let's spiral. I'm losing count. And then I'll look
How
at a
about
video.
just praying?
Pardon?
Just pray to God. When you pray to God, you lift your hands up.
Pray to God.
That's right. Pray to God.
We always gotta pray to God. I pray to God every day that someone's gonna save the world. Okay, let's shake that out. Shake it out. Okay, we're gonna do a little cardio, which I don't know. Cardio can be a little fun. We're gonna run in place. Get the heartbeat up. And if you can't run, you can walk. And who said if you can't walk, you can crawl? Martin Luther. Martin Luther. Okay, King. Oh, Black History Month. There we go. Yeah. Yeah. Take a step. Take a baby step. And we're gonna do this for a little while. And think of those shoulders down. Shoulders down. Shoulders down. Oh, wow, what's the time here? It's I'm ending at 12, right?
Do you want me to give you a little
Yeah, give me a
loop when it's time? It's not even 11.
I'm sorry, for the other hour? No, Holly starts at 11.
Okay, then you got 2 minutes.
Oh, shit. Okay. Okay, let's do,
Oh, yes. Skip that one.
okay, back to running. I like to change directions too. That way, whenever you're in a space, you kind of see all the directions. That turn again.
Siri, what time is it in San Francisco?
It's San Francisco, California, United
Oh,
States.
I-
It's
oh.
10:59 a.m.
Okay, let's work. Again. Back to the front. Good job. Okay, let's walk it out. Okay, let's work our knees. We're gonna do little knee circles. Good. Other direction. You want to bend the joint open. What does that mean? So if you think of this, that's like closed joint. We want to think of creating space as we bend it. So as we're doing the knee circles softly, like you have a ball around what you're doing, little cushion. All right, let's do demi-plie, which is very good for the knees. So let's do it in parallel to start. Plie just means bend in French, not rocket science. Ballet is, if you slowly learn, everyone can. You just bend the knees, and then you go up, so soft. Keep that opposition. You always want to have the upper body very lifted, and then the legs very grounded. Open chest. Good. Okay, first position, bring the heels to touch and just spread the toes out. You can see my, and then the knee in line with those middle toes. And it doesn't have to be big. And we'll just do a few of those. That face. Smiling. Awaken the eyes. Pressing down. Crown of the head up. Shoulders down. Belly button to spine. Okay, balance. We're gonna do our arms like this. We're just gonna do a little releve. Okay, just a releve means we're gonna come up off the floor. So we're gonna put our weight into the balls of the heel. And then the belly button to spine is just, it's kind of, we wanna think the tailbone down, do that shoulder circle, zip up, and then look in front of you and just try to raise up. Feel wide back. And then slowly come down. We'll just do 3. Going up. And slowly coming down. Controlling it. Press down with the feet. All right, let's come back here. We're gonna wave the body down. And then coming up. Similar to what we did on the chair, but now we're standing. Exhale, HA. Inhale through the mouth. I'm sorry, through the nose. Exhale, mouth. Inhale, nose. And then center. Exhale.
Is that your music, Jenny?
Yes, it is.
Okay, thank you.
Is it too loud, everyone?
No, no, I was just wondering if it was you or somebody else.
I mean, I just put a playlist on. I don't know the song. So again, always breathing, exhale. And always smooth transition. Let's go to the other side and exhale. Exhale. So lead. Yeah, like out. Okay, good. Let's do a side bend. And other side. Just feeling space in the rib cage. And one more. And same as on the chair, press up. So we want to get taller. You can almost go up with one foot, but you don't have to. Pressing up, lengthening the torso. Energy in the palm. Okay, let's do a little bit of stuff to warm up our hands, circling out and in. And again, out. Very awake in the fingers. William Forsythe, a choreographer, one of my favorites, says to really be awake in the hands. You want to extend your fingers, dancer or non-dancer, beyond the physical space of the room. So if I'm a presenter and I say this, you don't want a dead hand. You want to go far beyond the hand, the space of the room, like beyond the ether. Yeah. Very good. Good, Scotty. Okay. Let's interlace our hands. This is going to maybe come up later with being ambidextrous, but just see what thumb naturally goes on top. We all have a natural, what feels comfy. So just make mine is the right, but whatever yours is. We're going to do a little snaky thing, figure eight. And again, think of going around something, warming that up. Good. Now, whatever direction that is, see if you can go the other way. Could be tricky for your brain. Sometimes it's tricky. Good. Everyone's doing great. Nice. Now, other clasp. Same thing. Let's go one way. Okay, and other way. Sometimes you're like, did I do it? Did I not do it? Okay, good. Let's shake that out. Just shake out the hands. This is always a good thing. Tension in the hands, tension in the hands. Get it out, get it out, get it out. And let's shake out the shoulders. Let's become Gumby. Let's just shake, shake, shake. Shake out the jaw. I like to shake out my lips. Wait, I can't always do it like a horse. Shake out that jaw. Good. And then shake out the, what is it? The right leg. Shake it out. Shake out that foot. Other one. Losing balance. And by the way, when you lose balance, everyone loses balance. Balance isn't something you have. You don't like, oh, look, I'm on balance and I have it forever. It's a constant understanding, recalibrating of where you are. So try to find a balance. And if you lose balance, have a safe wall, but just find one. And that's okay. See, I didn't really have it. Just find one and see how you have to adjust. And that's okay. Oh, I'm too far forward, too far back, too far forward. And then maybe You just kind of are standing on one leg, press down with those roots in a tree from the foot, down, 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 and then up, up, up at the crown of the head. And losing balance is just telling you how you need to adjust. Just like throwing a ball, say you're doing 3 balls and you keep moving forward with the ball, that's just information. Oh, I have to maybe throw it closer to myself. So if I'm leaning back, that's great. I need to lean, more one way. So that's good for balance. And what else are we going to do? Let's move on to our Levon to movement principles. So I'm going to change the music. Thanks, guys. So there is a show coming up in LA Opera, anyone in LA, called Akhenaten. It's Philip Glass. And there's Gandini Juggling, who is that's a juggling company, and there's some of the best jugglers ever performing. And why am I saying this? Because it's a Philip Glass piece. Okay, so the first movement quality we will go over is legato. This is Philip Glass, by the way. So according to Levon, we have 3 types of movements. And the first one, which you can use, is legato, which is almost like a Tai Chi, very soft, fluid, like no beginning, no end. And you can play with this kind of music, Philip Glass, to just feel what is legato. And to find a variety in any kind of performing, I recommend using the first 2, legato and staccato, and then we're going to go over speed and other things. So just keep playing with that, and then remember the lower body as well. And remember your back. Remember that the back is also awake. Little shoulder circles, wake up the back, and do little play, explore, and listen to the music. Dancing, moving, whether the silence, the sound of nature, or music, you want to feel like the breath and the movement are married. You're also married to the sounds around you, or the lack of sounds, or maybe there are many sounds, maybe the audience, maybe there's a heckler. What is going around you and being aware? The body is also your ears, your eyes, smell, intuition, your heart. Listen, be aware. Okay, good. We're going to play with speed in legato. So try to go
Jen,
very slow.
we don't hear your music, Jen, because
If we don't
Zoom
hear
is,
it,
yeah, Zoom is kind of filtering it out. If you
try
put
turn it
on,
up.
you can turn it up, or you can turn on that sound from that original sound for musicians on Zoom. That might be what you need to do. That little button.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Either that, or we'll just imagine the music. We all know what Phyllis Glass sounds like.
I was
Oh.
digging it. I was really digging that. I was like, wow, I love this song. Original song. Could I put it on the YouTube? Right?
Oh, might work.
Michelle, you want to put Philip Glass facades in YouTube, maybe? Otherwise, okay, yeah, it doesn't matter. We
It's
don't.
being recorded.
That's good. So we don't need music. A lot of actually Twyla Tharp, speaking of which, in her book, The Creative Habit, she rehearses before working with dancers without music. Merce Cunningham also does a lot with like random music with them. Okay, so here we go. So we did slow, yeah. Now we're gonna go a little faster.
Oh, no way.
I told her, you don't
And
show
now we're gonna go very
so
fast.
she bring them.
Almost like you're moving through wind. Very, very fast. Okay. Good. Take a moment. And now I just want to watch you guys a little bit and see how the legato is. If there are any questions. Very good, Scotty. Beautiful.
You go, Scotty. I have 3 missing toes and I have neuropathy, and I am in hell right now.
Yeah.
I'm like, and it's 12 o'clock at night.
Thank you for being here, Ezra.
Yes, thank you so much. And walla walla walla. How long's the session for?
Well, we could end a little early and Hallie can have a little bit more time. So I'm thinking we'll do a little staccato. I'll go over vibratory and then maybe we could end with something at the end. So how about we go into, I see Hallie doing legatos. Beautiful. Mom, I didn't really see your legato. You want to show it to me real quick? No? Are you in a coffee shop? Okay, you are. Okay, that's good. So you can
Even.
take notes and practice later. So staccato is sharp. You can think like scissors, um, chopping something. It's not legato. Legato could be feminine, if you will, and staccato could be more masculine. So very good. Yeah, think like I don't know, Mike Tyson maybe. Okay, so here we are. We'll do a slow staccato, and I like to do these little like things, but it's hard sometimes to do, I think, staccato slow because staccato for me feels like it should be fast. But how do we do staccato slow? Almost like a slow Frankenstein, Walking Dead thing. And this could be for a character like, oh, I'm hungover and I need to do a staccato walk to get my coffee or something. What type of movement will match what? Okay, so let's just play with sharp, 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 sharp. Maybe as a juggler, sharp, the catching one, sharp. What is the back cross? Sharp, sharp, chops, sharp, sharp. You can go through all your tricks and say, is this a legato trick? Is this a staccato one? How are you awake in your back, back, your leg, flex, things, balance, and doing staccato slow. Let's try staccato faster, a little faster. Maybe just start facing the room. Good. Everyone's doing great. Mom, that's awesome. Ooh, Scotty's going to fast almost. Yes. I feel like there's a strobe light going on. We're in a disco. Imagine that techno music. Okay, now we're gonna go really fast. Be like I'm thinking Elaine doing the bad dance.
What is the purpose of movement? What is the purpose of this movement in
So
that
yeah.
you have these like stops and like why isn't it just just a flow? What's the purpose of these stops?
It's like flexing your muscles.
No, it's a
Serious.
great question. It's a great question.
When you're tightening up, right?
Okay.
Am I right?
I
I
don't
mean,
know. Let's ask. I don't know.
or
I
or
love
you
your
could just go
yeah.
with the flow. Go
Yeah,
with the flow.
exactly. So I'm asking Jenny, what's the
I
purpose of
love
when it
watching you
doesn't
guys.
go with the
Scotty's
flu
funny.
flow?
Scotty's doing actually a funny staccato. I'm laughing just watching this because I feel like it's a clown a little bit. Like, oh, a clown would do that. Okay, what is the purpose? I mean, I remember there was Mark Morris. He's a choreographer and he did a show and somebody was saying, what is that? What is going on? Like, why? So in dance, especially modern dance, why? What is this? So it's a little, if you don't get it, you don't get it, but it's an expression of the body in a way that isn't are able to do with words or music or painting, a poem or a song. The instrument is the body. Now, the instrument is also your body as an actor, as a magician, as a juggler, as a comedian. So say you're a comedian. Yeah, and you're up on I don't know, Jimmy Kimmel, you're the guest or you're performing, I don't know, Laugh Factory. And you want to come in, have you seen the people come in with high energy? They might go like a big like fast. Hey everybody. So there's legato and there was staccato. So they did a fast legato and then they said, "Hey everybody." Right? So you can see if you watch certain performers, Eddie Murphy, Richard Pryor, even Chappelle, there will be a difference in movement, in speed. And then later, when we go into script analysis, you do the same thing. So you want to have certain parts slow, soft, maybe really fast and medium, maybe really fast and loud. And what that does is it wakes up the audience with variety. Because if you talk, I heard Eckhart Tolle or whatever speak. He was the most monotonous speaker I've ever heard. I just wanted to fall asleep. So the reason we do this is to find variety in our movement. And it was Laban did a way to notate movement. So that say you were in rehearsal, the movement, just like writing, could be notated. So he was a choreographer. So I hope that
Okay,
makes sense.
so I understand the performing arts purpose, but from an actual workout purpose, is there a purpose?
Um,
Like for the actual body and working the body, is there a purpose to stop and go like that and not have it flow?
the, the staccato part. I even think let me go
The
over the vibratory and I'll explain maybe. Uh, The legato is probably the easiest on the body in terms of gentleness. I think gentle, like if you look at Tai Chi and when you get older, walking, swimming, you don't want to do burpees and tough things because the joints don't want that. However, staccato gives a different range, and I think it makes the body have a different muscular and yes, I think it's good. Now let me show vibratory, which is the last one, which you rarely use. So vibratory is like the word says, like this. So I'll show it. It's like you can do it just slow, you can kind of do medium, and then you could do like really this. So it could be like, I don't know, a mother and the son dies in a film or something. So you want to do something very much like, oh my God, and you're shaking, right? So that could be as a performer. Now, as a human, I'm gonna let's do this. I'll maybe end a really so this is a great exercise for anyone. Say you have a meeting and it's with your boss and you're nervous and you want to have a protective shield around your aura. You're going to use this exercise from the gyrotonic expansion system, which uses the vibratory thing. Now, the precaution is that if you have a heart condition, you do not do it. So if anyone has a heart condition, don't do this. I'm going to show it once and then we can all do it together. And this exercise is very powerful to create a shield around you for when you feel you are under psychic attack, for when you feel vulnerable. Maybe you have yeah, I would do it before a meeting, something like that. So we're gonna use the breath, and we're gonna use breath retention, if that makes sense. So holding the breath. So let me have a sip of water, and then we'll start. Okay. So like we do, I'm going to show you the motion. You're going to stand up. And the hand or the wrist is you're going to put the thumb in and then you make a fist on both sides. And you're going to do this motion with both of them. So we want to bend the joint open, meaning imagine there is something you're here. Can I grab this? Okay, so you're gonna wrap around something. That's what bending the joint open means. So you don't want to close things. You want to always create space. Space is healthy. So same thing here, bend the joint open. So you're gonna do that with not only the right, but also the left. And we're gonna do it with a vibratory energy. Now, before we do it, we're gonna inhale, hold the breath. There's going to be a heat in the heart center and we're going to send the energy down. So you're going to do this for as long as you can. And then we're going to exhale out. Take a few breaths and we do it 2 times. So I'm going to show it first, just watch, and then we will do it together. And like anything, takes time. So if you don't get it the first time, you can ask questions. And let's see, let me make sure everyone sees me. I'll do it, yeah, I'll do it here. So you're going to take a deep breath in. Hold the breath. Actually, I'm gonna do it again. You want to get a good breath when you do it. Oh, I feel like standing front. All right. Okay, so take 2 breaths. Exhale again. Okay, hold the breath. Okay, and then actually set the energy down. And then just breathe. So there's a warmness in the heart center. And that's one thing. And then you do it twice, and that should be plenty. So who has a question? You can unmute. You guys want to try it? Okay.
Holding
So
the breath. It's one breath the whole time.
yes. So if you can only do 8, let it go. I did about 12, 13, and I mean, if you the longer you can do it, the better. But no comparison. We are where we are. So yes. So just do it until you need to exhale and then push it down. But the idea is that there's this tension that's vibratory. Yeah. Okay. So let's all take a deep breath. Let's do it twice with the breath. Inhale. Let me close the door. I hear a little background noise. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Hold the breath. Good. And then we'll do it one more time. I'll just watch this time as you go. Nice. Beautiful work, everyone. It's very good.
Mm.
incredible breath retention, guys. You're doing great. So you do it with one breath and then you exhale. Yeah. 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 How do you feel? Okay, good. Um, you can do this if you have the floor set up. I'm going to show you some really just good 101 exercises for this full body staple movement. And this is on your knees, you're going to be on a tabletop. Now we're just going to do a little arching and curling, similar to what we did in the chair earlier, but now we're on all fours, so it can really access the lower back. So this is also known, you may have heard of cat cow. You're just grounding the spine and then laying the spine. Now what I like to do is I lean back a little bit, I bend my elbows, I get a little bit more of an arch, I feel it more, and then I press my shins down and I lift up and I curl a little bit more. So you have two options. You can do arch and curl like that, or you can do yes, question. No, no question. Oh. Now do opposite leg with leg. So you're gonna reach one leg out and then the opposite arm out. Try to keep a long back of the neck. And if this is hard on the shoulder, bring the forearm down. Or don't do it. What I always say is when you're in a class, you can't do anything. Just go to baby pose. You can spend a whole class, if you're like in a class and they're just going, they're too advanced. Baby pose is such a wonderful pose for the lower back after a long flight. And just breathing in. So you breathe in light like the sun into the area that's tight, and you exhale a gentle smile. So I have a little thing. It's nothing that is going on now, but I can, if I don't dance enough or work out enough, right about here. So I'm going to inhale light like the sun there, expand it, create space, and exhale a smile. So this is to allow the body that knows how to self-heal. You're giving it time and energy and space. So if you just, whatever is hurting you, knee, hip, neck, shoulders, spend time on it, yeah? And come up again. We'll do plank, which is a good one. I just want to give a reference to that exercise in case you think it's hokey pokey. I studied with Montauk Chia in Paris, and he's a very well healer. And that exercise I've done all the time. If you have a headache, you have a jaw ache, breathing in the light and exhaling the smile, because body can heal itself and the breath is the pathway of sending that energy through. I like plank because it really engages the core and it's pretty difficult. I do it on my forearms, but you can also do like a push-up. So pick the option you want, and you want to have, ideally, I hope I look okay, but you don't want to do this and you don't want to do that. You want to have like a straight line, and the neck is long and the crown of the head is being pulled forward. Okay, so there you go, and you just breathe, and it's hard, and I'm like, oh, I'm out of shape, I'm out of shape. So okay, that's enough for me. And also be gentle with yourself. Some days you're like, wow, I can do so much, I have so much energy. Other days I didn't sleep well, I did a lot yesterday, I'm just really tired and I need to take it easy. So always don't work too hard. Don't work too hard. I see these younger people, they're doing all this stuff. I'm like, oh my God, they're going to get injured. Oh my God, they're so hard on their bodies. So I really want to appreciate that Hallie McConlog is here to teach our next workshop. I'm going to check in to see if you are ready or if I should teach maybe a few more minutes.
I think perhaps a quick bathroom break would be appropriate
Yeah.
at this point. What do you think?
Sure, sure. I'm good. So why don't we take a break? Everyone can take a break. And if anyone has a question, we can do that. Let's close with some arm circles. So you always want to close your movement.
Recording in progress.
Michelle, you're unmuted. Maybe that's fine.
Oh my. Yeah, just everybody take care of yourself for like 5 minutes and then we'll get started.
Okay, yeah. So I'll just do some circles. Take your time. So we're going to inhale up and then exhale down. So whatever you do, you always want to end center in your body. Before you go on stage, what I like to do in terms of my body is to do a body scan. So a lot of times we're unaware of how our body feels, even dancers, even movement teachers. So for example, today, I'm going to close my eyes. I'm going to check in with my body. I didn't sleep amazingly great. My dog had to go to the bathroom. I maybe have a lot of energy about today, and my eyes feel a little heavy. I think I'm a little dehydrated. This is too much information. My body actually feels very good. There's no pain. I danced yesterday. I feel good. I think I'm having a good hair day too. That's not really the body. Okay, I'm a silly kitty too, so don't mind me. And so just keep doing that with your body. You can go from the head of the crown of the head all the way down. Are you thinking a lot? Is there tension in the head? Is the brain tight? Then do the light in the brain. Inhale, light in the brain with thoughts, anxiety, fear, worry doesn't serve you. Exhale the smile to the brain. Sometimes the tension is in between it's called eyebrow acting. So you don't want to tense up in the eyebrows, the forehead squinching lines, no lines in the forehead, the eyebrow acting. Relax the jaw, the tongue. If that is tense, that is also the body. Relax it. We want a relaxed instrument so that the impulses to perform are pure, are well rehearsed. And when you're on stage, it's like Peter Brooks says, open door. So you prepare and then you release everything. Okay, let's go back to the back of the neck. How does that feel? The shoulders. If you need more shoulder work, now is a good time. We can bring one arm to one side. I know that was kind of a request. Feel just a gentle stretch. Don't push it. Do it maybe after you're warmed up. Just breathe there. Inhale light, exhale smile. Maybe bring the arm up, then the elbow, bring the opposite arm up, pull it down just a little, very gentle. Gentle is the key. It is the water that is gentle that will break through the mountain consistently. Don't underestimate consistent practice. Okay, good. We'll do the other side. Bring that arm over. So Scotty, you want to bring a little bit, yeah, there you go. Right there. Feel it. Like over. The chest. Open heart. Sometimes the heart can be closed and tight. Heartache. So I always like to think of like cracking open dolly egg. You know that painting, but the man that is being born out of the egg. But opening the chest, open the heart, open chest. Feel the organs. The hips. Oh, my mother is not doing the belly dance class, so let's do a couple belly dance moves, which are great for when you're waiting in line and great for the hips and lower back. So I did a short video during the pandemic with Melanie Webster with juggling and belly dance. Sand Dune Mirage on YouTube. So we both practiced untrained belly dancers. We did it on YouTube. And these are great. So this is one I was doing all the time in like the post office, just Walgreens, wherever. Because switch directions. Super good one. Easy peasy, simple. Good, and bring the arms out. We'll do a figure 8. That's too hard. Don't worry about it. Sometimes the hips are very blocked, especially in women. There's a lot of like, also I think tension, grief. I think it's kind of like too sexy. Now let's bring our arms up. This isn't belly dance. Woo! We'll do a little. This is good because all that tension in the hips is not good. And then let's go the other way. So all the opening in belly dance, or the upcoming pole dancing, and more we'll call it non-ballet types of dancing is so good for the hips, because ballet is not good for the hips. Ballet is not good for the body always. Why do they get hip replacement surgeries? Because it's not good. It's not natural. So we did the hip circles, and we're going to be ready for Hallie. One more belly dance move. Mom, you want to tell me what to do for the belly dance? Just to do a belly dance. How about we bring one hip forward and we do a circle? So men do belly dance too, by the way. So you're just doing I don't know if you can see it. I don't have a little scarf, but there's just a little circle. And then you bring the other hip forward and you're going to do a little circle. So movement heals, even if you aren't trained. Put on a song you like, dance, and have fun. And then we'll do, again, inhale up. We'll just do 3 of these. Thank you everyone for watching. I'm Jenny with Beyond Pearls Productions, and we will have Michelle maybe put our contact information below for anyone who has a recording later on, but beyondpearls.org. And we have our next presenter.